I'm Tyson Murray, and this is my final presentation. So for my final presentation, I chose to use the Nike Dream Crazier ad. This commercial aired back in February around the Super Bowl. It tells the story of female athletes in sports. I will then compare it to male athletes in sports. So here is our ad.
If we show emotion, we're called dramatic. If we want to play against men, we're nuts. And if we dream of equal opportunity, delusional. When we stand for something, we're unhinged.
Super, it's going to need to calm down.
When we're too good, there's something wrong with us. And if we get angry, we're hysterical, irrational, or just being crazy. But a woman running a marathon was crazy.
Officials tried to pull her off the course.
A woman boxing was crazy. A woman dunking? Crazy. Coaching an NBA team? Crazy. A woman competing in a hijab, changing her sport, landing a double cork 1080, or winning 23 Grand Slams, having a baby, and then coming back for more? Crazy, 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 and crazy. So if they want to call you crazy, fine. Show them what crazy can do.
So some of the adjectives that were used in this commercial were dramatic, nuts, delusional, unhinged, hysterical, crazy. Those are some of the words they used to describe the athletes or have described them in the past. So our first word was dramatic, and our quote was, "If we show emotion, we are called dramatic." So one of the more emotional moments I know is Prince Fielder having to announce his retirement due to injury. And here is his video.
Prince Fielder, he just couldn't hold the tears back.
Doctors told me since, 2 spinal fusions, I gotta, can't play Major League Baseball anymore. So I just want to thank my teammates, all the coaching staff. I'm really miss being around those guys because a lot of fun, and I just been in the big league clubhouse since I was their age, so it's to not be able to play is gonna be tough.
So in this video, I feel it compares to our Nike Dream Crazier ad when the woman was either upset or emotional after the race, or if she won or lost. But in this case, people never said Prince Fielder was dramatic. They just thought it was another moment in sports, and nobody really thought anything about it. Alright, our next word was nuts, and the quote was, "If we want to play against men, we are nuts." And that was the woman, or the younger girl playing in, I guess it would have been football, high school football maybe. So in a male's case, which would be like a male going to a more female dominant sport, say like a volleyball or cheerleading, I think it's become more common over the past years. So nobody really says anything about it anymore. But if a girl would want to play football, then people might have a problem with that. Then we have delusional, and the quote was, "If we dream of equal opportunity, we are delusional." And the biggest thing that came to my mind would be the number of male to female officials in professional sports. And In the past 69 years of the NBA, there have only been 3 full-time female officials, and 95 years of the NFL, there have only been 1 full-time official. But I know, just from watching the NBA over the past couple of years, there has been more female officials, but that they may not be full-time. But I know they're headed in the right direction to, I guess, get more females. All right, so unhinged. Our quote was, "When we stand for something, we are unhinged." Now, a big male version of this would be DeMarcus Cousins, and a reporter tried to blame something on his family. And he
Real
was,
issue. Don't ever mention my brother again. You don't know my brother. Okay, that's good. Coward. You say whatever the you want to say about me, but don't mention my family.
But and you're doing it on the fly. But
all right, so that was a good example I found for a male. But whenever this video came out, nobody said he was unhinged. Nobody said he was a loose cannon. A lot of people probably just felt he was protecting his family or protecting their family name. Okay, something wrong with us. Our quote was, "When we are too good, there's something wrong with us." And this was the video of the sprinter winning her event. So the best example I can find for a male would be LeBron James. Everybody always says how hard he's worked in his past, how he works on his diet, works on his body every day, but they never bring his genetics into it. Nobody ever says, "Oh, he's got to be doing something." Nobody can be that good. They just say how hard he's worked over the years to better himself, to be a more team player, which kind of turns the tables a little bit. All right, hysterical. If we get angry, we're hysterical, irrational, or crazy. An example I found was this past basketball season, the Michigan State coach. Alright, so I feel that's a good example for a male because nobody said he was irrational or crazy. They just say how good of a coach he is. He was just really emotional for the game. That's really not fair comparing each other. Alright, some of the things they said in the commercial, some of the examples was a woman running a marathon, crazy, boxing, crazy, a woman dunking, crazy. So these are some of the barriers or milestones that the female athletes have broken over the years. Alright, final thoughts. I think Nike did a good job of switching the roles in this commercial, and some of our lessons we've learned over the semester or over the class. I've seen sexism, constructed bodies, and symbolic racism all in this commercial. For sexism, I think Nike portrayed the women as dominant and intimidating, while some of our PowerPoints have said they are subordinate, receptive, and passive. So I think they did a good job of that. Constructed bodies, instead of women being small, quiet, or fragile, Nike shows them as strong, muscular, athletic people. Symbolic racism, the ad did a good job of expanding on minorities, disabled people, and people who identify as LGBTQ. Just some of the athletes in the video identify as these or have these problems. So my discussion question, do you think Nike did a good job of enhancing female ability in this commercial, or how do you think they could improve on it in future ads?